That's right. I can hear you guys, but I'm having trouble between my phone and the car.
You can't see us. You can only hear us.
I can see you and I can hear you.
Oh, well, I can't see you.
We just
Maybe
can't
it's
see
better
you.
that way.
Oh, but when my wife gets in the car, she's going to be kind of confused why.
While you're talking,
Yeah. Oh. Audio.
it's a very difficult situation talking in a relationship. Most people don't do it very often. It's very
Well,
quiet.
it works. It works for a while for some.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? They figure out all your stories. They know all the things that you said over the years, and pretty soon they're like, yeah. I heard that one already.
When does that
Tell you
happen?
what.
I haven't had that happen yet. I don't know.
No, you've got more stories than I do. Then I'm thinking, I know what you're doing here. Yeah, you're trying to one up me again. Way
Oh,
to go, buddy.
I thought I was getting ready for the nursing home. I hear that too.
Yeah, well, I guess ain't none of us getting any younger. That's for darn sure.
I noticed.
I think we all get better looking as we go along, though. At least I think so.
Well,
Of course, I don't.
I've often said that about you, Jeff. For sure.
Did I get better looking? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Well, you know, it's good to be known for something.
Hey, good evening, Chrissy. Good evening, Mark, Brian.
Oh yeah, look at it. There's Brian. Holy Hannah.
Hey, Todd.
Hello, guys.
Evening.
Hi,
I see we
Chrissy.
needed to enter a passcode tonight. Did everyone have to do that, or is it just me?
Yeah, that was different.
Same here. Yep.
Oh,
I was like, oh, do I know? I don't know if I know the secret handshake. Oh my gosh, what did I gotta do? I'm no longer part of the round table and I have to go through the secret password code.
well,
We were doing to keep the riffraff out, but Jeff managed to make his way in anyway.
Yeah, I think that.
No,
that's what the
yeah,
plan.
exactly right. They asked for the passcode for me too, and I was like, oh boy,
Oh,
I don't know
boy.
that number neither. And I had to go back and look for it.
That's
It
why
was a struggle.
figured it out. We didn't block you.
It wasn't enough to block everybody.
That's
Well,
usually
see?
what happens. Yeah.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome,
Hey, Matt.
everyone. I see that there's still some popping on. Maybe the passcode thing might be slowing some people down getting in, so we'll get started in just a moment here.
Yeah, if you want, you can put in your, in the chat, whether you're Scouts, BSA, or a troop or a pack, you know, that'll help if the,
Sure.
see, Matt, I can't stop like trying. to
Yep,
help.
that's okay.
Sorry,
That's okay.
put me on mute. Mute myself right now.
Just a reminder to you, Elizabeth, that you're going to be recording tonight as well as Zach. So
Thank you.
we just went in and turned off the passcode, so hopefully that'll help
Oh, you can do that?
help speed it up. So, hey, good evening, Brenda. Hey, Doug.
That took me a minute to figure out myself.
Figured we'd keep everybody on their toes and try a different wrinkle, because there's not enough other things changing around us. So
right.
I say we got to make it easy for people to volunteer. Having the passcode turned on does not make it easy. So that you guys can put that error on me.
I had to figure out where it was. That's what I had the issues with.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome again, everyone. We do have a pretty full agenda tonight, so I think we'll get started, and then as people pop in, they can get caught up with us. So welcome to the May Roundtable. Glad all of you could join us. Couple of things to keep in mind, some of our guidelines and etiquette. I see a lot of people already have shared their unit and their name in chat, so if you haven't done that, please go ahead and do that so that we can help. That helps us to get people the correct breakout sessions as well. Also, you can use chat anytime you have a question or a comment. One thing we would ask, if you are not presenting or speaking, if you could just put yourself on mute to kind of cut down on some of that background noise for less distraction. We will have 2 breakouts this month, as we've done in the past. Joe tells me that we do have it enabled so that you can self-select your breakout session, but that kind of depends on the version of Zoom that you have. So if you have trouble when we get to breakout, if you can't choose your own, Joe will get you to the right place. And then we are recording this, and just as in previous months, everything will be up on the Gateway webpage, so you can go back and refer to things, or if you know of somebody that has missed and would like to see what there is here, you can send them that way. I would like to say a thank you to our Roundtable planning team for this month and for the past several months since August. This has definitely been a time of change, and we've had to adapt and kind of be on our feet, think quickly on our feet for a lot of this. Because of the new district restructure, some of these team members may have some other responsibilities in the future, and may not necessarily be part of the Roundtable planning team. So I just would like to thank all of the people that have helped out to put the content together in the past. And because because of those changes, if there are requests or feedback that you have, for now, probably the best way is just to send it to me at Pegliero. And once we get our Roundtable team finalized and going forward, we'll let you know who those more permanent people are. All right, so first of all, we've got our opening, and David is with us tonight. And so I'm going to stop sharing so that David can share and do our opening.
Oops, I screwed up again. I double clicked and I should not have.
Uh-oh.
You're fine.
Okay, there we go. Okay, could we do a hand salute or a scout salute, depending on uniform or not, and the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Scout sign for the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, and to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout law. The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And finally, the outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded. 2.
Thank you, David.
By the way, I have a bad wing, so I couldn't do a hand salute.
Oh, ouch.
All right, so we'll get right into the hot topic and safety minute for this month. So this month's hot topic is about service projects over the summer and safety that goes along with those. So I do have a separate screen here to share that. Okay, so there's a resource out there about service safety and scouting with a lot of useful links. And I'm not going to do all of these, but a couple that I thought were relevant and useful. Number one is the summer service of scouting or summer of service for scouting. And this is an opportunity for scouts to do some service and then post about it. And they can actually get an award. I think they can order a patch for doing that work. And in addition to that, there's some other resources that I thought were kind of useful. One is a service project planning checklist, just to kind of make sure you have all your bases covered for safety as you're planning your projects throughout the summer or any other time. This resource right here, I thought was pretty nice. It actually lays out as far as what age level of scouts it's appropriate to use certain tools for different projects. So you can see there's yard tools here and
I don't think we can see this.
Can you not see it?
No,
I'm sorry. Okay, let me see.
we just saw the links on the screen.
All right, let me see if I can. Thank you for letting me know that, Elizabeth. Let me find the correct one here. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is a guide to what tools and implements are appropriate for different age levels for all kinds of different projects. Painting and who should be on ladders and how high, the height restrictions for those for different age groups and different levels of scouting. So I thought that was pretty neat and pretty useful. And then they also did include kind of the update or maybe the current national statement on COVID-19. So it's always good to check and see what's the current scouting guidelines. As of right now, there's still protocols to call for social distancing, face coverings, and other things that we have been doing. So that is
Matt,
yes.
Matt, this is dynamic and it will change as the rules change?
That's a really good question. Joe, I don't know if you could address that.
Yeah, kind of all through the pandemic, this resource has been dynamic. Scouting.org/coronavirus. So that's your best kind of one-stop place for guidelines. Correct.
Great. Thank you.
All right, good to know. So yeah, of course, as we're hearing, the CDC is coming out with new guidelines constantly. Scouts BSA may be updating and changing theirs as well. Okay, so then the next thing we have is our safety minute for May. And this month, the safety minute deals with sun safety and UV exposure, which is very appropriate considering that we are getting more days with longer sunshine now. There is a video here that I'm going to show, and there is no sound for this video, so it's just some slides to look through. And so we will watch that. It's about a minute long. Is everybody able to see the video
Yes.
playing? Okay. Okay. And again, the link to this website is on the slideshow, and there's a lot more detailed information about sun and UV exposure and protection from that exposure on this website. All right. So now we're going to jump back to the slideshow. Okay, so next on the agenda, we've got a review and update of the district restructure that we all learned about last month. And Elizabeth is going to present on that. So I'll just jump to that slide, Elizabeth.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, so we are well underway with restructuring the districts. And we're very happy to announce that we have 75% of the volunteer roles filled. So in the Scouts Best Days, you can see we have many of the roles already filled. And we are still looking for one lead in the funding lead, I believe. Cub Scouts District, 7 out of the 12 roles filled, 4 of the 6 scouting communities, and we're having even more conversations. Our goal is to have this filled by the end of May. If any of you would be interested, and we know all of you are taking on quite a lot as a volunteer, we really don't want to tap into anyone that is a scout master or a cub master or den leaders. Those are really, really important. If anyone is a volunteer and wants to take on a little more, we sure could use the help to really recharge and rebuild scouting. So contact Joe Carlson for that. So you might be also wondering what this means in terms of meetings. Well, we are really going to work hard not to add another meeting to the calendar for the unit leaders. So here's what we're going to do. You see the district meetings there. That's just for your information if you ever want to know when the district meetings are. For the roundtables and the scouting community meetings, we are going to use the second Thursday of the month at 7 p.m., just like this is. And some of them will be roundtables, and some of them will be shortened roundtables with the scouting community meeting being a majority of that time. So please mark your calendars that the next June 10th roundtable will be a scouting community meeting with a shortened roundtable at the beginning. So we'll still have a little bit of all the key announcements, but really focusing on getting the scouting communities connected and established, and then we'll take it from there. And if you did miss the restructure, you can go to the council website under roundtables and look at the April one, and you can watch the district restructure video and slides, and it'll give you the information of what we're trying to do. But the really important piece that we're doing here is trying to bring resources and support to help the PACs, troops, crews, and posts so that they can attract more families and retain their youth and families. So we're really focusing the district structure on supporting the units and building this connected community. Thank you. If anyone has any questions, please send them to me in chat.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So next we have some updates and the release of the council program planning guide. I think we have a couple of people that are going to present that. Is that John and Todd?
It's John. I'm here. Yes, I guess the council planning guide is released at the same time as the NFL schedule, it seems. So, okay, got my cohort Todd there. Okay, so let's go to the first slide, please.
Okay.
So the look and feel of the calendar is the same as what we've experienced over the last couple of years. So it's kind of hard to delve into here, but it's online. I took a look at before we got here, and it, from my standpoint as a troop committee chair supporting my scoutmaster and his assistants, there's the information's there that they need. So to move on to the next slide, please. Okay, some of the areas that that I've been working on are religious awards programs with Viterbo University. So this is with the campus ministry at Viterbo. And in the last couple of years, Sydney Solgener has been working with the Catholic Awards and campus ministry at Viterbo University, and she will continue to do that. And in her arena, she's working on providing instruction and guidelines for earning all 4 of the Catholic religious emblems. For the other one, the God in Life for the Protestant faith, this is the one for, this is the, I call it the senior ward in Scouts BSA. So I've designed a program for that because in my troop, which is chartered by a Catholic organization, we have some Scouts that are not Catholic that had asked if there was a way to earn the award appropriate for their faith. So the one that was probably the broadest of all the awards is the God in Life program, which is, as it says in there, for grades 9 through 10. And there is a schedule which will start on the 19th of September, and it will be either in person or virtual or a combination of both. So there will be 5 personal or in-person meetings, or whatever the combination may be, over a 90-day period. So one of the requirements on there is to read the Bible every day for 90 days. So what I've done is taken basically the reading requirements for this religious award, spread them over a 90-day period. So it's not overwhelming for any scout, but they do have the opportunity to read it, earn it, and then also have a chance to mix with some young adults from Viterbo University. Yes, it's a Catholic university, but I believe when I talked there, there's only 40% of them identify as Roman Catholic. So that's I've asked for individuals that have a passion for religious education that would be in both areas. So like I said, we've had a history of working with Viterbo with the Catholic awards, and now we're going to move into the one for the Protestant faith. So if anybody does ask about the younger awards for the Protestants, what I found in my research was that those are very denomination specific. So if you are with a Lutheran or Methodist, for example, you may want to do that within your troop. Within this one that we're offering through the council is the opportunity for those who may not have any other opportunities to earn a religious award and work on that last point of the Scout law. The next thing is the polar bear patch recognition. So this is the council's always had these, but I don't think they've been active for a while. So if a scout or a scouter spends 24 hours in 30-degree weather or below and overnight, they can earn the new cool, and that was meant to be a pun, polar bear patch, assuming Joe and Zach adopt the design that I had sent to them. So that's hopefully that's there. So that should be ready by the time things get cold. The next one should be STEM award, and the M has an asterisk on there. So this is for science, technology, engineering, and medical. That's why the asterisk is on the M. So also in conjunction with Viterbo University, this would be a day in November to earn those type of awards. I'm sorry, merit badges for your scouts. So there's going to be more information coming for that. So we're looking at about mid-November to do that, similar to what we did last year in November. So with that, if there's any questions of me, please let me know. If not, then I'll hand it over to Todd Clark.
All right, thank you, John. I'm gonna call an audible here quick and see. Can I share my screen real quick, Matt?
Sure.
All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Should look familiar. So one of the things that you know, as most of you should be aware, is we've got this new sort of format of this program calendar. First thing I wanted to make sure is that everybody knew where it is and how to find it. So this is the Gateway area, or Gateway Scouting homepage. If you scroll down right here, program calendar planning, okay, council program calendar. Okay, and here's the program planning guide. All right. One of the other things to note
That's great. Looks great.
is if you hit this, the program planning link above it, you can actually see there's two different planning guides. There's the Cub Scout Packs Council Program Calendar, and there's also the BSA program calendar. These guides are broken down, and a little bit of background on this. So this has been a process that's been going on for well over, probably going on 2 years now easily. Many people have been involved in this effort. The idea here was to maximize the visibility of these events, to get it on an annual calendar so that people could plan their schedules accordingly. We're having a lot of situations where unit activities were, coinciding with council activities. And if you don't know that the council activity is happening far in advance, you can't schedule your unit stuff accordingly. So we're trying to minimize that competition and maximize attendance and visibility. So this was a great effort. A lot of people that were involved in this, Elizabeth and Joe primarily, kudos to them. The way that these guides are organized then, they have different views, and they've been sort of organized in sort of 3 different strategies involved. They're laid out, so there's a grade index and stuff, but they're laid out and grouped according to events. You can see like the Cub Scout events are all on one single page. You can see Scout to BSA events are on a single page, top to bottom as the year goes annually. Okay, training, etc. OA. There's actually another little section that sort of gives you a blurb on what the event is or the program is or that kind of thing. Okay, so there's more information. If there's a web link that ties back to the website, it's also on there. Okay. And then if you scroll down, there's some more detailed information on other things. Okay. The beauty of this guide is it's a PDF file. And the reason I wanted to make sure everybody knows where it is because if there's changes, the changes will get put on this PDF file. Okay. So as long as everybody is accessing it out on the website, we're all looking at the same thing. Okay. And that's a key point. So the hope is that there won't be a lot of changes, but we all know how things work with Scouts, and things change accordingly. So be aware of that. But like I said, I wanted to make sure everybody saw this and is able to incorporate it. One of the strategic goals we have is to actually push this out 2 years. We'd like to keep this a running 2-year calendar. It's sort of our maximum goal to, again, maximize unit planning capabilities so that units can plan their calendars out even further as well. Okay. So there's that. One other quick thing I wanted to mention. There is also a major effort going on at the council level to work on how these programs are planned. So sort of put some structure around it and standardization in terms of here's the event, here's how we're planning it, here's the volunteer team that's coming together, sort of give them a playbook of here's how we want to do things so that, again, it can fit back into this calendar so that we can get registration standardized on the websites so that, again, it just makes it easier for all the unit leaders to be able to see, attend, register, etc. Okay, so just to let everybody know, I won't spend too much time on that, but there's a method to the madness behind the scenes. And if anybody's interested, let me know. We've got plenty of stuff that we could use, all kinds of volunteers to help. So I know Jeff is thinking about it right now.
Looks great. It's so great to have it now in May. We can start planning, which is the rest of the meeting.
And then one other thing I wanted to mention is, I was trying to look for the date here. There's a coordinated program update Zoom event on May 26th for all program volunteers. So again, if any of you are involved in any of these, there's going to be a Zoom meeting to kind of go through any updates and things like that. So it's also a great opportunity to learn what else is out there if anybody's interested in getting involved in some of these council events. And then one other late addition that I wanted to give some fanfare to was that there is in the works as of today, planning to have a council-led spring camporee for next spring, so next May 2022. And it's going to kick off sort of the 101st anniversary of Camp Decorah. Why didn't we do 100? Well, because it was this year and COVID got in the way. So, so stay tuned for that, but there's certainly going to be a need to have some volunteers and some people getting involved, and we've got some great ideas, and hopefully we want to pack Camp Decorah and officially say goodbye to COVID. So stay tuned for that in more detail. I just saw a question pop up. Yes, good question. Will there be notifications of changes to the program calendar? Yes, we're working through how we're going to do that exactly, but yes. So either if there's, it just kind of depends on the timing of when the changes occur. If it's changes that people are obviously registered for, then emails will go out. Otherwise, there'll probably be notices, but stay tuned, and we'll see how that, and we'll see how we handle that exactly. Yeah, we'll give more information about that in future. Yep. Okay, so that's all I have then.
Looks great.
All right. Thank you, Todd and John, for that overview. Okay, so we are going to move to our breakout sessions right now. And as I mentioned before, it should be set up for you to choose your own breakout. If you have problems with that, we'll get you to the correct place.
Yeah, we'll open those breakouts. And again, you should be able to pick your own. And if for some reason that doesn't happen, just stay here in the main room. We'll get you assigned over to the appropriate spot.
Hey.
Hey, Zach, this is Paul Schaffner. Well, we just got a minute before we start. Are you there, Zach?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, we owe you money for the spring camporee.
Yep.
Do leaders pay $10 as well, or is it scouts?
Just youth.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Parents pay 50.
Check payable to you, huh? Is that what you said, Phil?
The foundation of Zach Tomish's student loans is still open too, so all checks can be made out to me personally.
Well, then I'm going to double it. Okay, just for you, Phil.
There you go.
David,
All
good to
right.
see you.
We'll give everyone a minute here to kind of pop in here. Matt, did everyone get cleared to their rooms, or?
There were just a couple left that Joe was assigning, but I think just about everybody is where they're supposed to be.
Matt, do you plan to screen share? Do you want me?
I think Philip is actually.
Oh,
Back
you
if
want
you
us
can,
to?
I was having having some problems with some computer updates right before getting on, so
Yes.
it would be much less stressful on me if you could.
Yep, I can do that. All right.
There you go.
I went. There we go.
There we go.
Oh.
All right.
There we go.
Well, welcome to the Cub Scout District Breakout Session. So thanks everyone for kind of joining us. Part of tonight was, talking about the council calendar coming out. And then we also wanted to touch base with all of the packs as far as making sure that a good program calendar is put together, focusing on the families and realizing that, the pack calendar is a really good recruiting tool for new families, kind of seeing what we're up to, what kind of programs we have, when parents are looking at different types of activities that they're going to get involved with the year, do they want to be a part of something that's active, that's organized, all of those kinds of things. And I know quite a few looking down the list have done this before. It looks like we might have a couple new people. So, basically a calendar should always have the fun outdoor activities and camping plans on it. There's a new kind of area on the Gateway Council site of where to go. And that is a helpful guide for kind of finding things in our area outdoors. Are we going to click on that one and show it, or no? I wasn't sure. And kind of a helping guide there to kind of find some outdoor activities to do, fun pack meeting ideas.
Philip, did it go to the website or is it?
No, it just stayed there. That's okay. People.
Okay,
can-
I've got to stop sharing the slideshow and then get to the website.
Okay.
There we go. Now can you see the site?
Nothing to do in our area at all.
That's a lot of camping.
Yep.
So if you want
So
to,
this tool
go ahead.
is low. Yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
So yeah, this is a pretty neat interactive map that shows, there's all these icons, and then if you click on the icon, it tells you where that site is, and there's a map and there's a website link for whatever activities, whether you want to paddle or bike or hike or camp. So I thought that was a pretty nice resource.
That looks great, but is it Baloo certified?
I don't know that all of these are, right, because of the distances.
Yeah, but it's a general reference. It's not all 100% age specific, because it's things to do outdoors in our area. So obviously have to take that into consideration looking at things.
Yeah, I mean, there's even things up in the North Shore of Lake Superior on this map. So just be aware of that. Okay, back to the show.
Back. Okay. So again, just kind of hitting up with those calendars. It is a great marketing tool to have, especially going through the summer, kind of showing kind of an impactful community presence. Does anyone else want to share some things that they put on their calendars every year so that families are kind of aware of what's going on, different parades or activities and things like that too? I feel like I'm doing too much talking here.
We like to make sure we have Memorial Day stuff, the parade and the flags stuff.
Okay.
So I think that's a really good idea to share that. I'm not sure we can just bring it up in a meeting if that makes sense, or if we should provide things like that to you and we can, kind of put them on a calendar or something like that. I think that one of the best things we could do is maybe consider going to each other's parades, right? One of the things we're challenged with is you have 6 scouts show up for parade. Maybe we should kind of try to get together, and if we publicize the parades, maybe we can have more scouts in the parade, even though they're not the hometown scouts. I don't know, just an idea.
Yep, and that's a great way to, like, the community guides can kind of help kind of put that together. So once every pack kind of gets their calendars together for the next year, kind of can take a look at each other's and work together on some of those things too. Just keep on the program calendar resources on the website. Should you pull that up? So again, this is some other tools and ideas that we started last year, directly right on the Gateway Council website of different things. The templates are right on there for some things we can do. And there were some calendar links on there for other units. Let's see. Did you pull up the template for Cub Scouts?
Is that this one?
That's an example. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't have all of these open ahead of time, so I apologize. I have to stop. I have to keep jumping between shared screens.
And I apologize. My computer decided to do an update right as I was logging on here, and I lost all my stuff. So this is an example. This is actually Pack 91s from last year. Just putting together kind of a, hey, this is who we are. We're Pack 91. We're chartered through the Holman American Legion, and then putting down some basic contact information so that people know who to reach out to. Also has just the general information on top of when the meetings typically are and where they are, and then just goes right down the line month by month. What's all going on. Here's some of the activities we have planned. Remembering in Cub Scouts, we should be doing a pack meeting every month, and we should be doing an outdoor event every month is the minimum for a pack right now. And the more events we can kind of pre-plan for, especially outdoor activities, I think are going to see the better turnout for those. So this way then, if somebody's interested in joining the pack, or they're already a member and just want to get a snapshot of, hey, this is what's all coming up this year, they can just grab this, stick it on their fridge and have it, or at least it gives them an idea of what's all planned for the year, what's going on, what type of activities does this pack or that pack kind of participate in. And then again, these calendars can be shared between other packs within your community, so that if there are some things you can work together on, would kind of definitely lead to that, like the Corn Fest parade or different things like that, where you could get more participation from other events. So I know last year we kind of really drilled it home on the importance of getting these calendars done. In the past, we've always said by August at the latest. These should be done for the upcoming year. So you have it in hand, but it depends on what recruiting activities you have coming up too. I would push for it now, since we have the council calendar. You can kind of fit some things in there. And that way, then if you are out and about doing a recruiting activity or parades or whatever, you have information to actually hand directly to people and say, hey, this is who we are and what we're doing. Does that make sense to everyone, or what questions do we have on that?
Makes sense.
And if you guys need any sort of handouts for parades or any events that you're going to, let me know and I can get those printed off for you. I even made business cards for some Cub Masters earlier this year. So if that's something you want as a Cub Master or committee chair or whatever, we have the ability to make and print those for you. Just got to let me know.
You make business cards? Our titles keep changing. How do you keep up? So does everyone understand where to go to get, either like the where to go things to do, where to find different templates or ideas for calendars, right on the Gateway kind of site there? And let me see, the template was on there. So we kind of started the big, we've kind of lost a year here. And so as we kind of look back at some things our packs have done in the past, as we're finding through other organizations, the outdoor activities right now are really getting the attendance, they're getting the energy, and scouting is an outdoor activity. So, especially at the pack level, at least once a month, there should be a group outdoor activity. versus an actual PAC meeting where you're going through and doing award ceremonies and different things like that, the business of the PAC. So there should be one that's the business side. There should be one that's a kind of an outdoor activity. And then 1, 2, 4, however many you're capable of doing for den meetings per month. So what are people kind of doing right now, or what are some different ideas for how those PAC meetings are looking, or some of the outdoor activities? Matt, do you want to kind of kick that off?
Sure. So as an example, we just had a PAC meeting this last month, or this last week, and we did our PAC business, our awards. One thing we do that our scouts like at our PAC meetings is we recognize birthdays for the month, and we sing happy birthday to all those scouts for that month. And that kind of makes them feel, even if somebody's not getting an award that month, maybe they get recognized that way. And then we'll have some sort of a program. And sometimes it's an outdoor activity, but a lot of times, especially in the colder months, it's an indoor activity or a program. So it might be some sort of craft. This last week actually had, and this is an idea I got from an earlier roundtable, we had the Critter Mobile from Wiscor come and bring the snake and some cockroaches, and they did a presentation, and the kids got to do some touching and things like that. So that would be an example of, right, that PAC meeting with an indoor activity and the awards. And then outdoor activities, I mean, we've talked a lot about those things, but that's going to be your hike, your cleanup project, a parade, right? Those sorts of things where you don't really have a structured meeting as part of it. It's really just to get outdoors and have some fun.
I do see a question from somebody asking whether the Scout Book calendar can sync with the Google Calendar. Zach, do you know?
I am not sure if our technology is there yet, but I can do some research and dig in and get back to them.
I have not personally found a way to make that work.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. And I know a lot of PACs do a Google Calendar so that they can keep it updated and share that with people as things go throughout the year. So that too is a really good resource to use. Scott, did you have something?
Yeah, something to keep in mind when it comes to that Scout Book calendar. If you go in, let's say you go in right now and put in all of your PAC events for the whole year, every parent that you add after today will not be included on any of the reminders. So after you add a new parent, you have to go in and adjust the reminder to include all of the new people.
The other side of that coin is what I found is you also, if you have a scout that leads your PAC and their parent was included in those reminders and you don't get things cleared out correctly, they're going to continue to get emails even after they're no longer part of the den in your PAC. Probably the biggest example is like if you have scouts that cross over to so they're still kind of in the system, but not necessarily, you don't necessarily want them to be getting all of that email from your PAC.
Right. There's a way to end the membership or whatnot, but the parents also have an opportunity to opt out of the emails. So there's a way for them to go in and stop that if they're getting stuff they shouldn't be getting.
Right.
Chrissy, what have you guys been doing for your meetings and outdoor stuff right now?
Last week we met on Sunday and we are currently meeting outside because we were meeting at the school and we're no longer able to. So we meet at a local park. We did a balloon relay race. I took a bunch of balloons from the dollar store and I took little pieces of paper and rolled them up. And I put in, for instance, my tigers and lions had one group, and then my bears, wolves, and weeblos had another group of balloons. And for instance, my tigers would have, what's the scout sign? They would have to figure out how to pop the balloon without squishing in their hands. They had to use their body parts. And, you know, we just worked on something fun, but still scouting. And they just thought it was the funnest thing to be able to figure out how to pop that balloon without squishing it with their hands. They really liked that and actually asked to do that again at our next meeting. So we are going to, we're kind of recycling something that we did for our BSA camporee. We are going to make, instead of water balloons, they are sponge snowflakes, I guess. You get them wet, and instead of having to pick up the water balloons, we get to throw sponges for a water fight. That'll be at our camporee not next weekend, but the weekend after that. I need to figure out where we are going to be meeting when we can no longer meet outside. I think that's my next goal, to figure out where to go.
Okay. All right. And I know we need to switch over to Zach here. Are you doing the camping
Yeah, I'm gonna
portion here?
talk quickly.
Chris, talk to me later on the meeting places, okay? Because there's some different ideas on that, okay? All right.
Yeah, I just want to touch on the Cub Scouts here, the summer camp. So we've got 3 sessions this summer, 2 in June, 1 in August. The first one in June is the Cub Scout Overnight Enchanted Camp. That's June 25th through the 27th. Registration for that closes on June 10th. The reason for that is we're still doing the 2-week health check. It's kind of been our policy here since I've gotten here last fall to try and do that ahead of time. So that's why the registrations are closing earlier. The Webelos Overnight Minecraft Camp will be the 27th through the 29th. And again, that one closes on the 10th as well. So I just want to note those registration closures because they are much earlier than you typically have for these events. Going into August, we'll have the week-long day camp. This is where they don't stay the night. They just go out every day out to camp. It'll be a mad science day camp theme. A registration for that, again, 2 weeks early, is July 26th. So please note that if you have you need financial assistance to attend this, you can fill out the funding request form right there on the website, or you can get a hold of Joe. There is money set aside for things like that. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask. And again, we'll be doing that 14-day health screening. So we're getting to the other side of this thing, and hopefully this is one of the last events that we've got to do that. But note those registration closures.
All right. Any questions on that? Looks like we're about to leave our breakout room in 55 seconds. I see we do have some of our new community guides on here. Margaret, thank you. Paul, thank you. Elias, thank you. And whoever else I just missed, and we're getting kicked out and over to our other room. So I'll see you back in our other room here.
With Cub Scouts, so.
Yep, we should all be back over now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So now we have some updates from the council. So first we have camp cards. Is Kevin on to speak about this, or is Zach, or who's doing this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one, Matt. Kevin is flying back from a training down at our headquarters in Irving. So he sent me something to say. So for camp cards, we're in the middle of our camp card sale, which is new to the council this year. So if you haven't received your camp card either via mail or you're curious, it's on the screen here. So far, we've had some scouts sell out and come back, over 3 times for 50 more cards each time. So they seem to be selling like hotcakes. selling at Farm and Fleet are selling anywhere between 21 to 25 cards per shift, which is at minimum $35 an hour that they're making. We now have 16 new slots at Texas Roadhouse on Friday and Saturday evenings through the rest of the sale, which should be an easy sale there because you get $5 off of a $50 meal at Texas Roadhouse. And I know I can't go there by myself and not get up close to $50. So should be an easy sell there, but then they can go right across the parking lot to get $10 off of a $50 purchase at Dick's. So easily make your 10 bucks back that you spend on your card. It's easy to sign up and cards can still be checked out of our office. Scouts can sell online. There's no risk and no upfront costs. You just have to have the Scouts turn the cards back in at the office by Friday, June 11th with either $5 per card that you sold, or you can just turn the cards back in. If you want to sign up for the show and sell sites, you can either reach out to Kevin or visit the website and Facebook page and sign up through the Sign Up Genius. That's camp cards.
Awesome.
Driving date.
I didn't quite catch that, Paul.
And I'm not sure who that was.
It was Paul Schaffner.
Paul, if you've got a question and you can go ahead and we can maybe talk after this.
Or put it in chat.
If you have a question, put it in chat.
He's drinking again.
I'll just go ahead and hop into the Loggers Scout Night. It's July 31st this year with the newsletter that's going to get sent out after this meeting. I believe either this weekend or early next week. There'll be a link that you can follow to purchase your ticket on the Loggers website. You will have to put in the promo code Scout Night, and then you'll get a free hat, your ticket to the game, and half of all the tickets sold, half of the proceeds come back to the Mid-Iowa Council. So the important thing on this is
Council.
What did I say? Did I say Mid-Iowa? Apologize. Yeah, it's not going to Iowa. It'll stay here at Gateway.
Zach, you're gonna have to get your green card out again.
Yeah, that's true. But half of it will come back to the Gateway Area Council here. And so anybody can use this code. So if your neighbor wants to come along to the game, they can put in the code, and then half of their ticket cost comes back to us as well. So invite everybody, invite the neighbor, whomever you want, and tell them to use this code on this night. And that's a good way to do a quick fundraiser for the Gateway Area Council. The other thing is the top seller for camp cards will get to throw out the first pitch. So if you don't have any incentive to sell, that might be it to get out there and sell your card. The other thing is we'll have a separate registration for those that want to stay the night. That'll be off of the Gateway website. And if you want to stay the night, that'll be $8. So it's $12 ticket plus $8. So it's $20 for a full night. You'll get to camp out in the outfield. They'll show a movie. And just this summer, we decided to skip on the clinic in the morning, but we will be bringing that back in 2022. So should be a fun night. I know I love baseball. I've seen some of the players that played for the Loggers, and they've had some cool, really good players come through. So they may not have a big name right now, but in 5-10 years, they may be playing in the big league. So it could be a really memorable night.
And what was that code again, Zach, that they're going to use?
The code will be Scout Night. And I can put that into the chat.
Memorize that. And they get a hat and
50% of the ticket, so $6 will be kicked back to the Gateway Area Council.
Are you sending something out on that?
Yes, it'll be part of the newsletter that's going out after this meeting.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay. So then we've got training. We've got Leave No Trace. Tim, are you on to address this one?
I am right here. So if you guys want to try Leave No Trace, become a Leave No Trace trainer for your unit, be able to teach Leave No Trace skills. We're going to have a backpacking experience this time. So just come on out. Get signed up soon.
All right. And then Elizabeth, I think you were going to do this one, the female.
Yes. So we are doing a great promotional event at Camp Decorah. And it will be Wednesday, June 9th. If you know of any families with girls 10 to 14 years old, we want to build up our scout troops that we have, as well as create new ones, because we have a lot of female Cub Scouts that need a place to cross over to. So we are really heavily recruiting in the areas where there are current female Cub Scouts. And so the flyer is online, and the if you need any help with needing copies of flyers, you can pick them up at the council office. Zach is making copies and keeping them up there. So putting them up in your church or your library or your middle school would be really appreciated. And most importantly, though, is a family that you would invite, to give them a personal invite. Maybe they just have discovered the love of the outdoors over the pandemic, and they would like to check us out. There'll be zip line, archery, rifle shooting, and rocketry. And they get to experience that all in a free event on June 9th. They just have to RSVP online. So that's that. I hope you can each at least invite one family, so the girl can start to see what Scouts BSA is all about. Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Okay, so something we're trying new this month is we're gonna start to add a little chaplain's minute, and Philip is going to explain kind of the purpose of that and do that for us before we do our executive minute and wrap up for the evening. So Philip, take it away.
Okay, I was just explaining to Matt earlier that my computer went down right before the meeting, so I'm been scrambling for some things here, and a tree also fell on my son tonight, which was also fun. So I am missing my page for the prayer, but that's okay. Going forward, Scout is Reverend is part of everything that we do within our entire scouting program. So whether it's in a pack meeting, troop meeting, doing a service on Sundays at the end of a camp out, and we have not been doing it as part of our roundtables. And so what we want to do is just kind of start adding that in and giving some people different ideas of things that they can do. And I had the Baden-Powell prayer all set on my computer, which was wiped out because I'm on a different computer now. So I am just going to encourage you to look up some of these things. The Lord Baden-Powell prayer is a great place to start. Kind of takes the Scout laws and breaks it down that way, and kind of starting to incorporate that within our program, because in the end, a Scout is reverent, and that is where I will leave it for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll turn it over to Joe for the executive minute.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Matt and Philip. I just shared that.
Thank you.
It's a neat resource. I'd forgotten about that actually. So thanks a lot for bringing that up. Big thank you to everybody that was part of the presentation, and those of you that are part of the program teams. Really excited to see that council camp reoccur 12 months from now in May of 2022. So absolutely something neat for us all to look forward to, but want to look backwards a little bit to August of 2020. So 10 months ago. Hard to believe this is actually the 10th online roundtable that we participated in as a council. And it's been really neat to see people connect and be able to participate in the roundtable with their child at home, nearby, instead of needing to travel to something. And I know we've had some changes that have occurred with how we connect, but I would like to think that we're connecting more than ever within our scouting community, which is really a neat thing there. So on that note, I want to say, thank you to our previous roundtable team as we kind of passed the torch on it. A big thank you to Elizabeth for helping get all this organized and started back in August and moving it forward from there, but also to, David for doing a great job of helping out with the Scout Oath and Law as we begin each meeting, which I think that even though we're all disconnected, that's a really powerful way to stay connected and realize that we have all that in common. So neat thing that we open our meetings with that. And also thank yous to Eric, Philip, and Margaret, and Lisa, and Tim, and Tom, who've kind of been our faithful roundtable team up to this point. And a big thank you to Matt for taking on the roundtable lead role moving forward. And I know he's going to do a great job and bring a lot of great ideas moving forward as well, which is kind of my final piece. One thing we've been really focused on through this roundtable process is trying to continue to improve. That's why we do that poll each time and ask for your feedback and your ideas. And when we did the council calendar this time, we used some ideas and feedback that we had gotten from people over the previous year as well. And really want to encourage everybody to continue to provide that forward. This is your council in terms of all of you as volunteers and parents and unit leaders. So something that I'm big on is continuous improvement within how we do things, and we're only going to be able to continue to harness that with everybody's feedback, ideas, and participation. So a big thank you for being here on a beautiful Thursday night. I look forward to seeing everybody soon, and I'm confident that our next interaction can maybe be in person even. So really appreciate everybody's involvement, and we'll open up that poll and let Matt share any final words.
Thanks, Joe, and thank you everyone for attending and for participating. Remember that all of these resources and links will be posted on the Gateway website, so you can go back to access those at any time. And please stick around and take that poll.
Thanks, everyone. Great to see you this evening. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth.